Cities across the country are having to adjust Memorial Day services as coronavirus restrictions remain in place. Fox News correspondent Dan Springer has more from Seattle.
Memorial Day ceremony is taking on a socially distant tone this year. Large parades and celebrations a thing of the past as states gradually ease coronavirus restrictions.
As our brave warriors have shown us from the nation's earliest days, in America we are the captains of our own fate.
President Trump and First Lady Melania honored the nation's fallen heroes at Fort McHenry and Arlington National Cemetery. No visitors were allowed due to the pandemic. The president saying the significance of the day should not be forgotten.
We honor the heroes we have lost. We pray for the loved ones they left behind. And with God as our witness, we solemnly vow to protect, preserve, and cherish this land they gave their last breath to defend.
Across the country, people adapted to social distancing restrictions. Former Vice President Joe Biden wore a mask while visiting Veterans Memorial Park in Delaware. Many cemeteries in the U.S. chose not to place flags at grave sites, and a group of Seattle veterans plan to meet online after a cemetery canceled its Memorial Day ceremony for the first time in 94 years. But the restrictions didn't stop folks from making their way to beaches and boardwalks as businesses reopened for the holiday.
I hope that people understand that it's definitely new and uncharted waters for everyone.
I'm a little nervous, but I don't know, we got to start somewhere.
The pandemic also canceled Memorial Day baseball for the first time in 140 years. In Seattle, Dan Springer, Fox News.